Good evening, everyone. I hope now my voice is coming. So today we'll focus on three important topics. That is, I think the research problem we have already discussed. So we'll focus on that research questions, hypothesis, developing a theory. Okay, so let me admit the viewer waiting. So any idea about what is hypothesis is? What does it mean by the term hypothesis to you? You don't need to write your roll number now. Okay, someone is writing there. Anyway, I think just in the second class itself, I have used this term, right? Now, anyway, no problem. We'll discuss it again. So you can see my screen. Can you see the diagram now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I think my voice is not coming. Now it's
Yes,
clear
sir.
that it's coming. Okay. So most research projects share the same general structure that could be represented in the shape of an hourglass. The hourglass notion of a research, please kindly focus on this, which is very important. Okay. So the hourglass notion of research means begin with broad questions, narrow down, focus in, operationalize, observe, analyze the data, read conclusion, and after the conclusion, you all know that I have even discussed in third or fourth lecture itself that what we have to go after the conclusion, right? That is the generalization part. Means you can say your thesis that should be sent to some experts. They will then investigate your proposed ideas in that thesis, and on the basis of their review, your work will be accepted or not. So this is the hourglass notion of research that every research scholar should know, and you should follow, of course, right? So इसमें क्या है? What we are doing here, begin with the broad question. So जब हम start करते हैं, whenever we start a research, many questions comes to our mind, right? Suppose someone is from computer science here, then when she starts his or her PhD, then many things comes to his or her mind that what topics we should choose. And in the computer science, it's, we have different areas, right? Suppose that may be your data mining, that may be your image processing, that may be cloud computing, or different areas are there, right? So different things comes to your mind that which area you have to take, you have to choose. Then if anyone has previous experience, kindly mute your mic, whoever was mute, if mic is, please mute it. Okay. So then what you, if someone has experience with research, if she or he does some work in his PG, then maybe he knows something about the research, the work he has to do, or he wants to continue his previous work, right? That is a different case, but I'm talking about the new one, how to begin a new research. Then different questions come to your mind. So that's why the first line, begin with broad questions. Then from there, you have to be specific. See, there are different areas, like I have said, I have given examples from the computer science. You can consider your domain example, of course. Like if you are from social science, you can consider your own example. If you are from basic science or business science, then please consider your own. But the thing is that you have to begin with different questions, and that is the starting point of your research. Then you have to narrow down, focus it. Means you need to fix one particular domain out of so many different ones, right? One particular topic you have to give more focus. Like in the mining itself, you have supervised learning, means unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning. So you should be you should keep some particular topic in your mind. You should study the literature, and then you have to fix that. Yeah, I want to do my research on only on the semi-supervised learning. Similarly, in your social science case, you can fix one topic, which I think that you have already done. Yes or no? All of you have already fixed your topic. You have discussed with your guides already that what topic you want to do. So ये जो दिख रहा है आपको, पहले हमने broad question से start किया. We have started from broad questions. Now the shape comes like this. क्यों? क्योंकि narrow down, focus it. Then when your topic is fixed, then you will do that. You will carry out the review part. Then you will find the problem statement. So then you go for what means that empirical set. Again, someone is, please mute your mic, whoever. Yeah, so this means what? You need to operationalize it. You need to carry out the experiments, then you need to observe and analyze it. Then you can come to some conclusion on the basis of that experimental analysis. Right? After that, yes, if it is a conclusion specific to your case, only specific to your case, then you cannot say that this is generalized in nature. Right? You have to carry out the work for many data, for different data sets which are relevant to your problem. Then only you can come to the generalization part. So जब आपको ऐसा दिख रहा है, यहाँ ऑब्जर्व के पास ज्यादा ये हो गया, उसके बाद एनालाइज, रीच कंक्लूजन, जनरलाइज बैक टू क्वेश्चन, ग्राफ फिर से ऐसा शेप ले लेना. क्यों? आप कंक्लूजन से फिर से उसको क्या कर रहे हो? जनरलाइज करना चाह रहे हो. यू आर ट्राइंग टू जनरलाइज or you are trying to deduce one theory from your derived conclusion. Got it? So that's why this take the shape of an hourglass. I hope you all know what is hourglass and how does it look. So that's why we define this as a hourglass notion of research. I hope this part is clear to everyone, right? Now, some of the methods that are included for research formulations are, I'm keeping in points. Where does the problem origination or discovery begin? Previous experience, triggered interest, potential problem fields, these things you need to investigate. Criteria of problems and problem statement, goals and planning, search, explore and gather evidence, generate creative and logical or alternative solutions. So these are the parts you have to go through while you are formulating one kind of research. This is common for every field, the same general idea, same parts we have to carry out for research in different fields, different means social science or computer, engineering or basic science, anywhere we have to go through this. Then only we can formulate the research problem. So now when we are doing this, we try to make some educated guess. And that is nothing but hypothesis. So making the educated guess is known as hypothesis. जब मैंने पहले आप लोगों को बताया था ये hypothesis के बारे में, तो मैंने क्या दिया था definition? is a kind of assumption, right? Is a kind of assumption that we assume that is true for that particular case. Right. Now here I have defined it, making the educated guess. That guess is known as hypothesis. So let's come to the definitions by some famous authors. Means definitions of hypothesis. First one, you can see that hypotheses are single tentative guesses, good hunches assumed for use in devising theory or planning experiments intended to be given a direct experimental test when possible. तो ये जब definition देखोगे आप लोग, if you analyze this, then from this definition, what line you can give more focus? Can anybody tell me? ये जो definition है, इससे आपको किस line में ज़रा focus करना चाहिए? क्या line आपको ज़रा important दिखता है? Which line you think that is very important from this Roger's definition of hypothesis? Can anybody tell me? Anyone?
Planning experiments.
Experiments, okay.
Objectives.
Sir, relationship between two or more variables.
Are these things mentioned in this definition? Yes, what you have said is very, very correct. I am talking about only the first one, the first case. Definition by Rogers. When you read the research paper, what's your way? How will you read a research paper? Can you tell me? How you read a research paper? You open a research paper like a book, or you start reading it. Is the way, or you follow some another way of reading a research paper? Anyway, I think I'll get the answer after a few classes when you really go through this part. I know you have started it, but you may ask this question to your guide, your respective guide, that how to read a research paper of that topic, that problem you have chosen for your PhD research. So forget it. You ask this question, you discuss with your guide, then you can answer this question. Now, thing is that from the first definition, what Roger said, that this hypothesis is for devising a theory, right? And that in that part, how to go for devising a theory, we have to plan some experiments with respect to that data. We need to carry out that experiments. Then on the basis of those results, we need to prove that our device theory is true or false. Okay, then the second definition is that hypothesis is a conjecture statement of the relation between two or more variables. That is straightforward definition. You all know we try to establish a relation between different variables. That's an hypothesis, right? Then hypothesis is a formal statement that presents the expected relationship between an independent and dependent variable. Here, two terms we have got. बाद में ऐसे भी discuss करने ही वाला था. I'm going to discuss it. This different types of variable, that is independent variable and dependent variable. You can note them down or discuss in some later part of my class. So then third definition says that a research question is essentially a hypothesis asked in the form of a question. So hypothesis, from the first definition we got, that is the way of devising a theory through experimental analysis. Second definition, we got that it tries to establish a relationship between two or more variables. And the third definition says that the variable, that relationship we try to establish is between independent and dependent variable. And then we come to defining a research question. Means what is a research question? So research question is nothing but it's a kind of hypothesis asked in the form of a question. So this is clear. Now different other definitions are there. I think that I don't need to go through them because all the definitions says the same thing. Now, coming to the next part, that is nature of hypothesis. Hypothesis का nature क्या है और क्या होना चाहिए, right? The hypothesis is a clear statement of what is intended to be investigated. इस लाइन में एक चीज में फोकस करना जहां मैंने जोर डाला, where I give more impact, that is clear statement. Hypothesis हमेशा clear or straightforward होना चाहिए. It should not means be kind of ambiguity in nature. It should be specified before research is conducted and openly stated in reporting the results. Or SRQ, because this allows to identify the research objective, identify the key abstract concepts involved in the research, identify its relationship to both the problem statement and the literature review. देखो जो टर्म मैंने आप लोगों को बताया था पहले, वो सारे टर्म्स अब यहाँ आ रहे हैं. कैसे रिसर्च स्टार्ट करना चाहिए, how to start a PhD research. That day itself I told you that how to go through, what are the steps you have to go through for performing a good research, right? Now you got it. Identify the research objectives. क्यों कर रहे हो आप cases? Then key abstract concept. Then problem statement. If the problem statement is strong, then only you can identify its relationship with that particular hypothesis. A problem cannot be scientifically solved unless it is reduced to hypothesis form. You can note down this line. What it says directly that a problem cannot be scientifically solved. Yeah, you can just claim that you are true, then that is a different case. But if I'm talking about solving it scientifically, then it is not possible unless you are reducing to a kind of hypothesis form. It is a powerful tool of advancement of knowledge, consistent with existing knowledge and conducive to further inquiry. So this is regarding the nature of hypothesis. In short, we can write or we can tell like that. It can be tested. Obviously, if you are claiming something, you are assuming something, then that should be in a position to be tested. Test क्यों करते हैं हम? Verify करने के लिए, right? So it can be tested. This means verifiable or falsifiable. Either that assumption will be true or that assumption will be false. You cannot say stand in the middle, right? Then hypotheses are not moral or ethical questions that you all know. It is neither too specific nor ethical, means too general, means is too specific you cannot say because you are going to profit, and general thing, it comes only after the conclusion. And it is a prediction of consequences. It is considered valuable if proven false. Yeah, if it is proved false, then also we can say that it is valuable, that hypothesis is valuable. ठीक है, कोई भी आप पहले का याद कर सकते हो. Whenever we go for proving a theorem, sometimes we consider the contradict part is true, right? And in after means few steps, we found that what we have assumed is wrong. But because of assuming that thing, we prove that correct part, right? So that wrong assumption is also valuable for you. Similarly, in this case, this hypothesis is considered valuable even if proven false. Okay. Now, one question to all of you, right? I hope all of you are listening to me. Are you really listening to me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want a hypothesis from your field of research. अभी तक के आप लोगों ने शायद कुछ तो research paper पढ़ा होगा from your field. So I want a hypothesis from that part. I will explain this hypothesis with example, don't worry. But a simple 1 or 2 line statement from your side. I say that only 2 or 1 line statement from your side, that what you have understood by this term hypothesis from my lecture. ठीक है, मैं जितना आप लोगों को अभी तक के बताया कि ये assumption है, ये ट्रू भी हो सकता है, फॉल्स भी हो सकता है, it doesn't matter, right? बट आप अपने एरिया में जिसमें भी आप अभी रिसर्च करना चाह रहे हो या ऑलरेडी यू हैव स्टार्टेड, आप मुझे 1-2 लाइन का स्टेटमेंट ग्रुप में डायरेक्ट लिख के बता सकते, ठीक है? नाउ I will go through each of your examples, then I can understand that how much you have. I hope I'm clear to everyone. This example I will discuss in the next class after going through your examples. ये जो example दिख रहा है, बड़ा सा example आप लोगों को दिखाई दे रहा होगा. I'll discuss this, but in the next class when I'll go through your examples, you can take a screenshot of this too, right? Okay, now I'm stopping right here. I'm going to take that. Jiten. Jiten
Yes,
Nazari.
sir.
Abhishek.
Yes.
Abhishek.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Vishwanath. Swati. Swati. Mahesh. Vinaya. Bhaskar. Ankur. Dipankar.
Present, sir.
Pranjyoti.
Yes, sir.
Subhasis.
Sir, can I tell my hypothesis or shall I write it and send it to you?
You just write it. Only
Okay.
1 or 2 lines, not more than line.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Pranjyoti.
Yes, sir.
Subhasis. I shoot. Ashok. Pankaj. Shali.
Yes, sir.
Banjit.
Yes, sir.
Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Vinod. Vinod Kumar Hazarika. Vibhor. Tabikur. Salma.
Present, sir.
Okay. Thank you, all of you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.